She's got me on my knees. I'm saying, baby, baby, please don't leave tonight without giving me some of your loving. It makes me weak. Somebody save me.
Josh was born on September 25th, 1978 in Kealakekua, Hawaii, to Terry and Bobby Young. Josh was a very energetic little kid with cute chubby cheeks. His defense against his oldest brothers, Matt and Dan, was the windmill. Josh played a lot of sports like baseball, football, soccer. After Josh was born in Hawaii, his family moved to Salem, Oregon when he was 1. Josh went to Salem Academy, where he was the valedictorian. He was best friends with Ike, aka Ike Master, aka Off-Road Ike. And then he went on to Pepperdine, where he graduated with a degree in international business. Josh currently works at Illumina, where he's an accounting manager, and it's a biotech company based in San Diego, and he works with a great bunch of people who I also love hanging out with. And there they are, sitting at tables 17 and 18, right there.
Mary was born in San Diego in 1983, September 16th, to Ray and Cora Devera. Shortly thereafter, she moved to Japan, where she learned how to dance. She went to grade school there, high school, first couple years of high school, and then moved back to San Diego after that. Went to East Lake High. She met Chas Cruz, one of her best friends, who's our wedding photographer. He's over there somewhere. Ivan Penetrante went to high school there also. So after 6 years of high school,
What?
after graduation from high school, Mary decided she wanted to major in graphic design. So she went to San Diego State, where she met a few more good friends, such as Little Mary and Ramon. Yeah, so she majored in graphic design. Afterwards, she got an internship at Jack in the Box. They hired her shortly afterwards, and she's been there ever since. She also on the side learned how to flip burgers, so she's very good at that.
Can't wait to get home. Baby, dial your number.
It was a cold winter's night on November 11th.
10th,
It was a cold winter's night on November 10th.
2005.
It was a Thursday night.
And my friend Crystal wanted to go out.
I really did not want to go out and do anything.
She called me up
My roommate at the time, Shangar, talked me into going out.
and she was like, Mary, let's go to Bar Dynamite.
He said there's going to be a lot of cute girls.
So I was like, you know what? I think I'll go out with you.
Damon, Sean, and I all went out.
So she and I went over to Bar Dynamite.
Yeah, I saw a couple cute girls walking by. One very beautiful girl. She's wearing a white long sleeve shirt.
We were just kind of there to just chill out and hang out.
You know, every time she walked by, I'd try to say hi, but she was ignoring me.
We were dancing. It started getting crowded and stuff.
So finally, she started coming my way, walking towards me, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna sack up and finally say hi." So I kind of stepped in front of her and said, "Hey, how you doing?"
It's kind of fate, I guess, that we met.
So that was the best pickup line I had at the time.
And we went back inside and started talking again.
One of my first questions was,
And then Josh asked me,
"Do you like pho?"
I love pho.
And we started talking a little bit, and the rest is history. First date was the Wednesday after Mary and I first met. We went to meet at a pho restaurant, the one across the street from my apartment. As I was sitting there waiting, Mary was a little bit lost.
Well, while I was driving around though, the whole time I was thinking, oh my gosh, can't believe I'm going on a first date with this guy to pho. I
And,
couldn't remember at first what you kind of looked like.
Yeah, and I saw a really hot girl walk into the pho restaurant, so I was like, that better be her.
But I figured that was you because
Yeah.
you're sitting there by yourself.
She kind of looked at me and smiled, so all right, well, I'll just go with it.
When I walked in and I saw Josh, I was like, yes, he's so much cuter than what I remembered. Just the way we talked, we had a lot in common.
I always knew all along I wanted to marry Mary.
I knew Josh was the one pretty much after our first date. I knew we were going to be together forever. Josh and I decided to make a little weekend trip to Oregon. He suggested that we go wine tasting.
I tried to impress Mary with getting a beautiful car rental. The last car they had left was a Beetle.
As we were driving to the wine country, we drove past a really nice field of just green.
The whole time I was busy trying to figure out how I was going to propose to Mary.
When we were done wine tasting, we looked out the window and noticed that it started to rain. There in the field, there was a tree all by itself.
I remember Mary looking over and seeing this tree.
And I pointed it out to Josh, like, oh, look at that tree. It's so cool out there by itself. While we were driving back home, he mentioned, oh, why don't we have our little picnic under the tree? And I was just like, huh? Because that's not Josh to be all romantic like that.
It was still raining a little bit, and I gave Mary my jacket to wear.
I started grabbing like the cheeses and the meats, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, you said we're gonna have our picnic there. And he's like, well, let's just go look at the tree.
I was getting all nervous.
Josh kind of got all quiet and was like, I love you. And I was like, okay, I love you too. And then all of a sudden, he got down on one knee.
Proposed, and I asked her to be my wife.
And that's when I just started crying.
And finally she said, yes, of course I'll marry you.
And then we hugged, and
There was a little awkward silence. And,
I kind of looked at him funny. He knew what I was thinking.
don't worry, I already asked your parents for their permission.
And that's when I felt so relieved.
And then she started crying a little bit more.
I just kept crying, and I'm so happy. And it was a very happy time.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard.
I'm looking forward to my new wife.
Hanging out with my new husband in our wonderful snuggies.
Lots of good meals.
Traveling with him.
Many kids.
Living with him.
At least 3 or 4 kids.
Learning more things about him as we live together.
White picket fence.
Learning his little quirks.
Many kids.
Having a good life together.
I'll be a stay-at-home dad.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with a wonderful man.
And teach him how to play baseball.
I'm excited about cooking Josh a lot of meals.
Retire, go back to school while Mary supports me.
Even though I didn't like the butterfly dance that much, I plan on doing it with you now for the rest of my life. I love you.
Love you too.
I'm happy.
Yeah, future is good.
We're somewhere in between together.